Let's find out who her guest is this morning. Ayanda, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Leanne. Yep, we will be looking at some of the clauses that seek to address just that, some of the developmental issues that are prevalent here in Kliptown. Among some of the clauses, as I mentioned, that were featured in the Freedom Charter is this particular one. The land shall be shared among those who work it. Now, we're going to focus on land for a moment or two. If you'll allow me, I'll read an excerpt of it. Restrictions of land ownership on a racial basis shall be ended, and all the land redivided among those who work it to banish famine and land hunger. It goes on to say the state shall help the peasants with implements, seeds, tractors and dams to save the soil and assist the tillers. Freedom of movement shall be guaranteed to all who work the land. I continue to say all shall have the right to occupy land wherever they choose. People shall not be robbed of their cattle, and forced labor and farm prisons shall be abolished. That's just the aspect of the Freedom Charter that deals with land. That was then, this is now. Let's see how far we've come in implementing some of those issues that I've raised there. I'm joined by Mr. Mcebisi Skwatsha. He's the Deputy Minister of Rural Development and Land Reform. A very good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning to you too, madam.
I'm going to ask you to be a player and a referee at the same time. How do you think you have fared, or the ANC-led government has fared, in achieving some of these ideals that were put together at the Congress of the People?
Yeah, I think that we have fared very well. And I think that we're on the path of redressing those imbalances. If you look at those powerful statements you've just made, they were actually meant to speak into the inequality, the injustices that had been met on the people of South Africa. Now, if you look at the land shall be shared among those who work it, our department currently is looking at addressing exactly that. One of those issues is a strengthening of the relative rights of the people working on the land, what is commonly regarded to as 50-50. Basically, what we are saying there is that those who are working on the farms have a right also to be part of the solutions in relating to the farms and the land that they do occupy.
I'm going to interrupt you there, because I'm going to say as well that as much as you have achieved some aspects of the Freedom Charter, there are others that are glaring in the way that they haven't been addressed. We see squatter camps all around us. This very same area, Kliptown, looks beautiful where we are now, but there are other areas that are in absolute squalor. We know that deadlines have not been met when it comes to land redistribution. Where are the issues, where are the bottlenecks, and what is preventing us from achieving this view holistically?
You see, and I've never undermined the hugeness of this particular challenge. We must always remember that this is something that happened over 350 years. This is why we don't call it an event. It is a process that will actually outdate even my presence in the department, you know. But as what we are saying is, we are on the path to addressing these particular issues. For instance, we had thought that we would finalize the issue of land restitution. But having realized that we could not finalize it, the president reopened it last year, and up to now, more than 56,000 people have already lodged these claims. So it's quite a challenge. These are complex issues. These are issues that are not going to be dealt with overnight. But we are saying we are on the path in resolving these issues. And the issue here is to create equity in our country, and it's also to create that black commercial farmers that was destroyed by the 1913 Land Act. The challenge is huge, but we are going to meet the challenge.
We'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Mcebisi Skwatsha, the Deputy Minister in the Department of Rural Development and Land Reform. A quick ad break. Morning Live continues after this. Stay with us.